So working Doomscrolling is ruining my life by weeping at like so the link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out. So let's get into this working in 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone. I know most of my videos on this channel are giving advice, but I'm actually not doing that today. I'm telling you about a problem I currently have and how I'm going to fix it. And my problem is very simple. It's this thing. This thing is the source of so many bad things in my life. It's evil and it's making my life so much worse than it could be. Tell me why when I go drive somewhere, I'll go turn on my car, sit in my car, go on my phone for 5 minutes, drive somewhere, and then before I get out of the car, I go on my phone for 5 more minutes. And this adds up to fucking 3-4 hours a day. Just and it's not doing anything important 95% of the time. And you know, granted, it used to be much worse. When I was in high school, I would, you know, do Instagram and YouTube for like 6 to 8 hours a day. So this isn't the worst it's ever been. But as an adult, I'm finally, you know, I've done a lot of self-improvement stuff. I've always looked at the problems in my life and been like, how can I solve these? You know, I was sleeping bad. How can I fix my sleep? I fixed it. I was small. How can I go to the gym, get better? I did that. But something that I've always known has been a problem is how much time I fucking waste on my phone. I waste an ungodly amount of my life just it's so bad. It's so ridiculously bad. And whenever I've had those moods of like, what should I improve in my life? I've always vaguely considered the idea of, you know, stopping the doom scrolling of social media, but I'm always like, there's probably other things that, you know, I basically just avoided it. I've basically been like, it's not so bad. Let me focus on some other things. But today, I am simply drawing the line, and I'm making this video so I can hold myself accountable. I, Orange Peanut, am fucking stopping this habit. This is the worst, one of the worst habits I've ever had in my life. You know how much goddamn time of my life I have wasted? Let's say I waste 3 hours a day on average, you know, just scrolling the bullshit, watching YouTube, whatever else. 3 hours a day times 7 days a week. That is 21 hours a week.
Wow,
half of a full job I am wasting doing absolutely nothing. I am so sick of it. You know, you could have a goddamn full hobby. I could become a goddamn chess champion if I trained chess for 20 hours a week for the last 10 years, which is what I've spent scrolling on my phone. And listen, I understand the science of why it's so addicting, because human beings, you know, we like to have our attention on something interesting. You know, we like novelty, we like new information. But so we have these devices where it's like, oh, if you go on Instagram, you go on YouTube, you're going to see something new. It is the easiest way to experience something new. But the issue is 99.9% of the things I see on my social media feeds are absolute horse shit. Nothing. Really? I'm going to forget it in 2 seconds. If you scroll for an hour, what the hell are you going to remember from that? Maybe one video, 2 if you're lucky, but largely it's just going to be a 1 hour gap in your life that you have no memory of, means nothing, and we do this every single day. I'm going to talk broadly more about society because I know I'm not the only one to do this. I know a lot of people do this, but it's so bad and it's so normalized. Like, imagine what the world would be like if people spent at least half the time they were on their phones to actually, you know, like making friends, having novel thoughts and ideas, reading books. It would be incredible. But for some reason, we, and I say we because I'm included on this, we just spend so much time bullshitting on our phones. And I've really been coming to the realization in the past few days, because don't get me wrong, I've made progress. I used to be on my phone, YouTube or Instagram, like for at least 5 or 6 hours a day back when I was like, you know, 17, 18 years old. And I've gotten better from that. I don't do it constantly in all my free time, but I still do it. Like, there is no reason where I'm at the gym and I do a set and the 3 minutes in between those sets, I'm scrolling on Instagram. There is no reason to be doing it. I can sit with my thoughts for 3 minutes. I should be able to. Maybe I would
Yeah.
goddamn think of something new to do in life. Maybe I would think of a new idea. Maybe I would actually talk to someone if I wasn't wasting all of my attention and energy on this stupid social media feeds that do nothing. Half the shit is just gambling and porn. Let's be honest. How much of the fucking internet is gambling and porn at this point? Like, what are we doing as a society?
I know those a lot of porn on Twitter, or those porn on Twitter, those more porn or the gambling.
Gambling, porn, brain rot, straight to our freaking brains. And it's supposed to be just normal. It's normal if you're on your phone. You look at the guy on the street who's sitting not on his phone. You think, oh, that's a little weird that he's just sitting there not doing anything. You look at the person on the phone. You're like, oh, that's normal. Like, I feel like it shouldn't be like that. I know I sound a little crazy right now, like I'm having a bit of a hissy fit, but I'm serious. Like, it's something I've always like just been like, yeah, it's fine. I go on my phone a lot. I got some good stuff in my feed. But what would life be like if I wasn't? Just imagine. I want you to do a mental exercise with me right now. What would your life look like if you didn't go on scrolling on social media for 3 hours a day? What would you do in those 3 hours? And I did this exercise myself, and I was like, you know what? I don't know. Maybe my life would be extremely different. Maybe I would have more friends. Maybe I would have more new ideas. Maybe I would have less anxiety. I don't know, because I've never done it. Literally, I think the longest I've ever gone without being on my phone, I shit you not, in the last 5 years, is probably like half a day, maybe, if I'm I'm at the beach or something and I don't have my phone. That's the longest I've ever gone. So I'm really curious. Well, maybe I'm tripping right now. Maybe it's not that deep, but I feel like life would be so much better without the stupid ass phone scrolling, the doom scrolling. And I can't believe it took me 22 years to come to this conclusion, but here I am. I genuinely think my life will be better. So here's my plan. 7 minutes of fucking complaining, and we finally made it to my plan. Here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be cold turkeying, like, just getting rid of my phone, because like I need my phone to communicate with a certain amount of people and check stuff for my job. But other than that, I don't need it. So here's what I'm going to do. When I wake up in the morning, I don't look at my phone. That's this first fucking difficult thing to get over. Is usually that's the first thing I do in the morning. I check my phone. I check my notifications. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm putting my phone, somewhere further. And when I wake up, I'm going to sit. Then when I go for my morning poop, you know what I'm going to do? Not bring my phone. I'm not going to bring my phone there either. Then after I take my morning poop and I get dressed, I go to the gym. I'm leaving my phone in the locker room. On the drive to the gym, I'm going to leave my phone in like the console of the car, so I'm not checking it, in the middle of the drive. After the gym, I'm going to come back. I'm going to make breakfast while also not being on my phone.
Breakfast?
And then while I'm eating my breakfast, I get to watch a video for 10 minutes or whatever. I'm not taking away the joy of watching a YouTube video while I eat. Then I'm going to work. Also, phone's going to be away there. And at the end of the day, sure, after dinner and whatever else, I can scroll on my phone a little bit before bed. But this is the last part. This is the last resolution that I'm making to myself that I'm not going to do. I am not going to watch YouTube videos until I fall asleep. It is something I have done for probably 10 years. But I don't think I need to do it. I have loved watching a YouTube video until I fall asleep. But I think as a grown-ass man,
I also love watching a YouTube video.
And I should have the ability to fall asleep without the aid of a YouTube video. I think it's just something I should be able to do. So that's my plan. From here on out, I'm not getting rid of my phone in its entirety, but I'm keeping it out of sight as much as possible. I'm going to minimize the doom scrolling to at least under 30 minutes a day. And I'm going to see what happens. I'm making this video to hold myself accountable because I have hit my limit. It is so bad. It's awful. And I'm going to report back in a month, and I'm going to tell you guys what's happened. If I kept to it, if I didn't, I don't know. But this is something I'm starting, and I'm going to see what it is. So let me know in the comments if you have any advice, prior experiences, opinions, All of that will help. But thank you for watching, and I'll let you know how it goes. Peace.
Peace. Wow. So Doomscrolling is ruining my life by weeping us. Yeah, I did my part until my late 20s. Yeah. Before that, I peaceful life. And then when I did my part in my late 20s, my life sense, Yeah, being on new porn can be too much, literally. The link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out and drop a like if you like. And comment below if you want to see more reaction like this one. And subscribe if you're new. And click the post so you can be notified when I upload in mini post and go live in about 5. Wow.